Hot Rod Drag Week, the toughest test for street cars. 5 days, thousands of miles, and one crowd. The fastest street car in America.
That's what I've been trying for a lot of years.
That is just, I'm still in awe about.
It's iconic, really.
Welcome to Drag Week 2025. For those of you who don't know what this is an event that was started in 1995 by David Freiberger, and David will say he modeled it after Brock Yates' One Lap of America, where that was road racing around the country. This is drag racing over 5 days. So we start at one track, go to 3 others, end up where we started, and the drives are what ends up killing most of the cars. It's a very tough competition. The drag racing is one thing, you can build a drag race car, but you have to be able to make the drive, and sometimes the drives range between 1,000 miles, and this year we're looking at something like 660 miles. A little bit shorter, anything can happen on the road.
This is our 8th drag week. Why do I come back? It's friends, man. This is like family.
If you'd never have done Drag Week, you would never understand what we're talking about, because the camaraderie on the road, people pulling over, helping you, and it's just neat because this gives everybody an avenue to take their daily driver car or, put slicks on it and get on the racetrack for the first time. I seen the hands this morning, how many first timers. There's a lot of first timers here.
This is my first drag week. I've been in cars for all my life, so the fact that you can drive your car and drag race it is probably the coolest thing ever.
This is an addiction. It's a different format. It's a lot of pressure to make one pass and have it count. And so I love the challenge. This is something new, something different. I would say the fans and the followers of Drag Week are better than any fans out there. I can't believe the comments we get, the congeniality, the generosity. People like, do you need water, food? You'd like to stay at our house? Like, people are amazing. So we're grateful to be putting on a show for everybody.
I'm not sure what keeps me coming back, but I know what doesn't keep me. My wife doesn't keep me from coming back because she doesn't ever restrict me at all, which someday maybe she will, and she probably should start, so we might have some money so we can live, into our 60s or so. But I don't know, we haven't gotten any smarter, so we're still doing it, It's basically, you got to be a fucking moron to do this, and you can bleep me there if you need to, but in order to do this, you have to have no like for money, sleep, any kind of rest or clean fingers or anything else. And I got moron friends that go with me, so.
We've got several different classes in Hot Rod Drag Week. Top class is Unlimited. That's typically the fastest cars, but they're not always the fastest cars. And we've had winners in the past from the Ultimate Iron class, which is one step below. And the classes are figured out by basically engine size, whether there's a power adder or the engine is naturally aspirated, weight of the car, different safety equipment like different kinds of roll cages, different roll cages certification, to a certain mile an hour and a certain ET, and that figures out which class you fit into. Some of those rules are designed to keep really crazy expensive race cars out of the competition. We still want this to be a street car show.
Hey everybody, I'm Ned Dunphy. I'm standing in front of my 2013 Viper. This was built by RK Racecraft out of Cartersville, Georgia. Absolute craftsman and artsman, as you can see. This car is perfection. We have a Proline built SMX motor inside of there. The block, all the parts, all the heads are Steve's, but Proline assembles. They're right by my house. Partners of mine for another car that I race, and so what a team I've got with Steve and Proline and this power plant. Precision twin turbo 102s, fuel tech on board for all of our engine management, and one of the most stout transmissions, the Mark Mickey 400. This thing's doing Drag Week. We're just beating the heck out of it, and it loves it. So I can't say enough good things about that 400 with the lockup.
Brian Goldstone, Osceola, Indiana. This is my 53 Corvette. Everybody knows me from the Javelin that I've campaigned the last 30 plus years. Painted it the same, so not the same car, different. It's got a SMX engine that Brian Robbins at his own shop put together, my co-driver. It's got a Rostler transmission, Pro Torque converter, Mark Williams 11-inch rear end. Turbos on this, so they're stainless diesel turbos. Local guy that's been doing diesel racing is getting into the gas business. We're doing a lot of R&D for him. We're hoping that they do good, and so far so good. I mean, hell, it's first full run and it was a 35, so I'm pretty happy, or 27 at 235. So we're pretty happy to know that they'll make some power.
My name is Will Fair. I'm from Palm Coast, Florida. The car's a 56 Chevy. I purchased it 2 years ago from Texas as a roller, and then it took almost 2 years to build it into a drag and drive car. We put it on radials because I just like radials. The motor is a 540 par motor. It's a bulletproof motor. It showed itself to be very reliable. Turbo 400 from Rossler. Texas Precision does the rear gears. It's been a really good package for us this week.
Hi, I'm Steve Space, south of Chicago, Manhattan, Illinois. And the car behind me is a 1969 Nova with a big Ford motor in it. It's a John Kazi racing engine, 565 with twin 88s on it. So 2018, I hadn't talked to him in 3 or 4 years. I called him and we talked. I says, hey, I want to do drag week. I want you to build me an engine. And he goes, all right, we built a lot of Chevy motors. I go, no, I want your Ford motor in it. I want your Boss 9 in it. And he got real quiet. He goes, are you sure? And I go, yeah. He goes, well, I'm gonna have to do a lot of research on it, which he did. He's a very smart man. And he talked to a lot of people, and so the engine so far is almost bulletproof.
Dave Armentrout from Charleston, West Virginia. I've got a 67 Chevy 2, 540 par, big block Chevy, twin 98 turbos. It's got a Wicked transmission built by Jason Wicker out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I started building this car 16 years ago. It was literally, I bought a VIN in its idle. So the only thing left original to the car from GM are the A-pillars and the doors where the doors bolt on. Everything else is aftermarket. Carbon doors, carbon fenders, carbon hood, carbon deck lid, titanium firewall, the steel roof and quarters. Our expectations, Paul and I talked about it a lot. Our expectations were to come to drag week and run a 6 every day and get our 200 mile an hour jacket.
Well, as it is right now, I want to win this, and I should be able, if I play my games right, I can come in third on overall.
So coming into this one, my goal was to finish, just go a whole week. It wasn't to be top 3 or place or anything. I wanted to go 6 seconds. I did that, and I want to finish. I heard that if I break the beams tomorrow, I'll be in the 200 mile an hour club. I didn't even know about that. That's cool in itself.
Coming into it, a month ago, we wanted to be tested and ready to run 5s. But as we had it made but one 1/8 mile pass before that, we kind of shortened them up a little bit. Testing didn't go well on Sunday, and it didn't go great. We ended up in the sand, but it was already within 1/10 of the other car in the 8th, so it adds a lot more potential. So we figured, well, we'll just drive it around and fix shit all week.
This week, our goals, we were hoping to set the low record overall. So we're gonna work our best to do that. That's a tough thing to do. Day 1 is easy, go out and make it a kill pass, but now 3, 4, 5, can the car hold up? We'll see. So our goal, survive the week, set the average, run a 5, have fun. That's Drag Week 2025.
Good morning and welcome everybody to Maryland International Raceway in Buzz Creek, Maryland. Participation-wise, we're hearing that this is the biggest drag week in history. Now let's go to the deep end of the swimming pool.
With Ned Dunphy and the Viper, they have been putting a lot of years and a lot of laps and a lot of miles on this thing to make sure that they complete their drag week.
It's day 1 on a beautiful racetrack on a beautiful morning. He went 247 yesterday. Can he run 250 miles an hour today?
Dips in shallow.
No, he cannot. Tire shake off the starting line. Decided to dip his toe back into it at mid-course, and Dunphy, with a bad trail of weird smoke out of the back of it, it's dissipated pretty quickly. So Lutz rolling up here into the Camaro has publicly stated the intention here is to run 5s every day, heating the Goodyear slicks on the back of the turbocharged entry.
And keep in mind, Jeff Lutz right here, way back in 2016, set the quickest average ever at drag week. Over 5 days, he averaged a 6:19.
How many attempts will Jeff make to go 5s? He hopes 1. Low gear is going to tell us the story. And it's going to tell us a story of very high frequency tire shake that he is going to shut the car off and bring it back around into the lanes.
Bryant Goldstone up here with his brand new car. You can see the tape on the front end here. This thing, parachute did not come out yesterday. They parked it up in the beach. obviously got the car back together.
227 mile an hour terminal speed yesterday that precipitated his trip into the sand trap. There was some question as to whether or not he would bring the Javelin back or bring this car out, which has been, as they all are, a thrash. And man alive, okay. Rattled the tire just past 60 feet. 666 at 229 miles an hour at the finish line stripe with the parachutes out.
Still got the sand traps in the back of my mind. So I was going in, and we've been messing with the creep on it, and obviously it took way too long to get it into the lights. So I had to do it that way, so I got it into the lights and left, and then it got to the same point and then shook the tires again. We keep taking power out there and it just keeps shaking. So 666, I mean, I was expecting it to be faster, but yeah, we'll probably stick around and make another run.
So new tune-up in there, we got aggressive. We were really going hard for the start, and what happened was the tire was going a little bit too slow, and we brought the boost in early, and so we ended up rolling the tire on itself, which creates tire shake. So we rolled out, and boom, it shattered the tire. When it shattered, it broke the differential, basically replaced the ring and pinion, brand new, good to go, and now we've got our start and tune-up from yesterday, and then the back half of the track, we're going to give it some more boost. So we're going for a good pass here, but it's not going to be as aggressive as this morning because we need a good pass.
Ned Dunphy will come up to make his second attempt with a fresh ring and pinion. So Dunphy on a solo run here. 628's low ET of the event today so far. All right, Ned, let's see what you got. He's got enough. He's through the 8th mile. Dunphy at 191. Ned Dunphy goes 617 at 247 miles an hour. So Ned Dunphy, low ET of the race, and he now leads unlimited.
That was our plan B tune-up, but it did what we wanted, which was A to B. We had to get out of the hole, so that was the same one we talked about earlier, which was just out of this hole, and then we put a lot of boost in mid-track. So if you'll see a camera angle from behind, it did a little bit of wheel speed, but smooth, straight. We got a clean pass, we got a green light, so I can turn in a slip now and go to day 2.
Brian Goldstone. Brian Robbins out there in front of the car as co-pilot. Brilliant mechanic, brilliant tuner. A bold opportunity, a bold move here for Goldstone to effectively debut this car in competition at Drag Week.
Here he goes.
Nice move. It made it through low gear. Made it through mid-course at 162. A little blow-by. Goes 675 at only 194 miles an hour. And there were some big problems for everybody today.
Yeah, it was really a come-and-go kind of day. Some real trouble with cars heading out of here.
Once we found out that we could make Hot Rod Drag Week 2025, I was really excited, and I instantly reached out to Mike, and it was kind of iffy. We had some pretty tough luck here in the past couple of weeks, and it was looking dark, but we knew the car was ready. Jeffrey and I wanted to do it. I wanted Jeffrey to ride with me. He hasn't ridden with me in 13 years, so the car's fast. We've been testing it. We had the rod problem figured out, and the first pass yesterday, everybody's seen it. I lifted early and I still went 591. So we was pretty excited about that. Today, unfortunately, we had something happen. I don't know what, and I'm not going to be able to fix it here. The camshaft's not determined, so we did something horrifying to it. So we'll regroup, we'll come back, and that quest for the 5's got to happen. I've been doing this a long time, real long time. That I've seen it evolve from 7-second street cars to 6-second street cars to 200-mile-an-hour street cars to 250-mile-an-hour street cars. So I wanted to be the one to go in the 5's all week, and I thought we had the car to do it this week, but it didn't happen. So I guess the door's still open.
It was a wild day for the Unlimited class. We had a lot of guys break, have bad runs. The favorite to win, Jeff Lutz, he's out, hurt the engine. We've seen Goldstone struggle a bit, Schroeder struggled a bit. The Nova that went 628, second quickest run of the day, he's putting a piston in already, and the Dodge Viper went 617 to set low for the day.
Good morning, world, and welcome to Numidia Drag Week. It is day 2 of Hot Rod Magazine Drag Week 2025, presented by Gear Vendors Overdrives. Of all that are left, the quickest of all.
Went 6 6:17 at 2:47 yesterday.
So Ned Dunphy brings it into the beams. Can he get out of here with one pass? It took him a couple yesterday. He wants to be clean, mean, and out of the gate as quickly as possible for the drive today. And he's looking like he's going to do it. Dunphy's 108 early through the 8th mile at 198 miles an hour. He goes 6:11 at 2:47. So Ned Dunphy scorches the racetrack, 6:11, 2:47. Man, I thought we may see 250 there. That's going to be a one-shot deal.
All right, one and done on that run. I had called a 6:10, we went a 6:11, so that was great. The tune-up matched the pass. This is one of those where we get the front of the track figured out. We're not going super hard at it. It was a 108 60-foot, which is good. Is mid-track. We're still playing with where we locked the converter up, how much boost we put out the back. So this track is smooth, clean, the prep was awesome, and it was just no drama, right down the middle. Keep this average, like not get too greedy with it and hurt the car. And right now, one and done is great because we're gonna be pulling out of here in about 10 minutes. If we get greedy and miss a pass, we have to go back later when it's worse. So I think our mindset is keep the average super low, and then on Friday show off a little bit, maybe do a couple hot passes.
Two cars in ultimate iron. David Armentrout on the left. Will Fair in the red 56 Chevy. Will Fair, number 2 in class right now. Armentrout, 4.
Armentrout's inside, but man, Fair's locked in. Nice piece of driving by Armentrout. Fair throws the chutes out. Armentrout goes 685 at 195 miles an hour. Fair goes out of the throttle earlier, goes 702, 149.
Got Bryant Goldstone's Corvette here, and they just arrived at the drag strip. And I understand, I was told by one of their friends that they had some type of a mechanical scene going on, I guess last night, and had to address it before they could get here.
We got in late last night because we had somebody, I guess, died on the highway. So we sat there 2 hours, and then they said, no one's going through here for probably at least 3 hours. So we had to turn around and go back the other way through a detour. So we get to the hotel, we got our 2.5 hours of sleep, woke up, got all loaded up, went to leave, and we heard a squeaky lifter. So then it's like, yeah, we're pretty sure what it was. So we rolled the intake, and sure enough, I had one that was starting to seize up. So it took us forever to get here and get it changed, and then, we got all kinds of other problems when I got here. So I'm hoping it's one and done because there's not much time for two. So it'll either be one and done, or I'm gonna have to not be able to throw my chutes and pack them and fill it up and come right back. So
Goldstone in the Corvette, new car, new for this event. Goldstone has gone 666 at 229, and that was a not ideal pass for that thing yesterday. Big moment here. We'll find out if Goldstone can make a clean lick. He will have time to come back in if he wants. Looks good early. They start pouring the power to it. 180 in the 8th mile, and Goldstone goes 650, shutting it off at 197 miles an hour. Yeah, he was out of the throttle way before he got to the stripe at 197 miles an hour. It was making a 180 at the 8th, so it only picked up 17 mile an hour across the stripe. So there's plenty more where that came from.
Get copped at the other end, and I was kind of figured it out before we stopped that we probably should have refueled it all the way after we ran the car for a while because it choked on and it didn't have enough fuel in it. Yeah, but basically it let me off the throttle. So yeah, so we just filled it up, and we're gonna come up and probably run the same tune-up, and it should go a couple tenths quicker.
Wheelie bar height was set. Last piece of the puzzle here is to bring him just to the edge of the pre-stage beam for him to spool the turbos up and bump the car into the fully staged spot. Nope. Was not making the wheel speed, went into tire shake, and he shut it off and pulled the motor way down off the starting line, it sounded like.
I think the track was just a little bit greasier. We didn't change the tune-up on the short side of it, and it just didn't go. It went 60 foot, it went slower to 60 foot, and then kind of kicked it sideways and shook them, and that was it. So yeah, quick little experiment, and it didn't work. So at least I got one to turn in.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Maple Grove Raceway, the vaunted House of Chaos. Been open since 1962. He told us he wants to go 6-0. He told us he wants to go 249. And he may do it. Dunphy is way clean through the 8th mile at 4:16. He's headed there, 6:16 at 245 miles an hour. Take it to the bank, put the parachute back in the pack, and take it on to Cecil County Dragway.
And that still puts him on a path to potentially lay down the quickest average in the history of Drag Week. He's now run quicker than the former average record 3 times in a row.
Coming in off the street after a long drive, you know, tune-ups changed, all that stuff, and we just, the tip-in killed me, so I had to do it a couple times. So anyways, 6:16 though, we're thrilled, and 2:45, so we're off our mark. And I called the 6:08 on the camera with the 2:49, so we'll save that for tomorrow.
Brian Goldstone has come through the water box in the Corvette. Goldstone. A disappointing day for him by his standards yesterday. Goldstone, a 666, a 229, and a 650 have been the 2 runs he has managed this week. He came up very late in the day yesterday for a kind of a last shot attempt. Did not go well. Brian Robbins backs him up to the starting line, and it is a testament to the quality of Goldstone's build and the skills of these 2 guys. We virtually never see a new Unlimited car that was finished very shortly before the event make it even this far. Nice. 8th mile at 182. He's going to leg it through. It's missing a little bit. Goes 6:27 at 2:35. You heard the motor kind of missing in there. Was popping a little bit. It wasn't quite RPM like you'd expect, but still a 6:27, their best run of the week, with a speed of 2:35, their best speed of the week as well, and plenty more where that came from.
Expected something like that earlier in the week, and we had a really rough night, and honestly didn't think we were going to get the run today. And kind of came together and made a decent run, so we got something to work with.
We just got done running a 6:27 at 2:35, and we really just brought this car out to test it because we haven't tested it yet, and we figured it can go faster than the Javelin, so we're just really here. We're not trying to compete, we're just trying to go as fast as we can go. It's kind of what we do all the time anyway. We're just here to do what we do. This is where we would have liked to have started on Monday, but we got behind the 8 ball and just had to turn in what we had to turn in, and finally I'm happy, so, you know, but not for very long. So we obviously want faster. We built the car to go 5s.
I'm standing right now in front of the current quickest car here so far in 3 days. Ned Dunphy and his Viper. This thing's crazy. It's been running 6:15s. So he's on pace right now to have the highest average, quickest speed of the race, of the event so far. On top of that, we've got Brian Goldstone, last year's overall winner. He's here in a brand new car, and he's having some breaking in pains. Like, he was having some trouble getting down the track, but I talked to him yesterday afternoon. He said he's figured out the combination, and so he's currently in 2nd place, but he's several tenths off the pace of Ned here in the Viper. But you never know, something could happen to Ned, and it could fall down to Brian. But Brian's in Unlimited right now.
It's Wednesday, we have 2 big drives under our belts, but there's 2 more to go. You may have a lot of confidence heading into today, thinking like, oh, we got the drive, the car's running well. But we have rain coming, we've got more mountains, and more miles to put on these race cars as they put more and more drag strip runs on them without being rebuilt.
Drag racing is always very hard on cars, but if you add a road trip to it, you're asking the car to do something it wasn't meant to. So a drag race car like this Viper, like Ned Dunphy's Viper behind me, is made to go maybe 5-6 seconds, full throttle, wide open, get there as quick as possible. And then you want it to drive 200, 300 miles down the road on the freeway, turning at like 2,000 RPM. And race engines aren't really happy at lower speeds. They need a lot of oil pressure, they need a lot of oiling to keep the engines cool. Plus you need a huge cooling system, which is opposite of what you want to do on the racetrack. You want the car to be as light as possible. What you're doing is asking these cars to do things that they're not really meant to do and not very happy doing. You need to change tires, you need a good overdrive transmission. That's why Gear Vendors is a perennial sponsor of the race. You just need to do a lot of maintenance between track and street driving. So it's not as easy as it looks, I assure you.
Morning and welcome to day 4 of Hot Rod Drag Week 2025.
Brian Goldstone will be coming up next.
Goldstone has a brand new car here. This is the first time out for it, and he has had some shakedown difficulties, but yesterday ran his best number thus far, a 627 with a 7.
Brian Goldstone, here we go. Oh, Goldstone, man, that thing got way sideways very early. I am going to be willing to bet you dollars to donuts some water came out of that thing on the launch. The water that was trapped in various crevices of the body and chassis. When a car turns like that, it is only because of one thing. There's liquid under one of the tires. So I got to believe that water came out of that thing, got under one of the slicks, and that's what pitched it sideways.
Here comes Ned Dunphy, our current leader overall at Drag Week in the Blue Viper. SMX powered, twin turbo. Listen to the specs each day. 617 on Monday, 611 on Tuesday, 616 on Wednesday, and today he's trying to lay down another 6 in the teens. Now, we keep talking about how he has the potential up to this point to be able to set the record for the quickest average 5-day ET in the history of Drag Week, which is 619, I believe. And he has run quicker than that every day.
The day's gotten on, it's hot, so I think we're gonna go for anything better than a 615 right now to keep our average where it's at or lower. We're not gonna get greedy though. Tomorrow's a whole different day, but we got to get a time slip.
Oh, Dunphy's going to get out strong. He goes 111 to 60 feet, 421 to the 8th mile at the back, 621 with a 6, 247.66 miles per hour.
This is not the heat of the day. This is the, oh my God, it went down the track, thank goodness. We had not another chance to get back to the lanes, and so the fact that that went down, number one, brother, man, thank you. It was an absolute lifesaver. So we're in the game still, we have a slip we can turn in, and it wasn't a great pass, but the track's hot, everything is hot, so I'm pumped. We're going on to day 5.
Steve Spieth, the 69 Nova, Ultimate Iron, leader in that class. He's run 684, he's run 679, he's run 685 the past 3 days, and obviously having driven that car from track to track. All right, Spieth is looking like he's got a hold of it. He goes down to the 8th in 445 and 683 with a 2:2:05.
Yeah, good run. I feel good. Yes. You did it over 200 also. So.
Yeah, 205.
Was that 68?
683.
Look, I don't believe I didn't hit the wall.
No, you didn't.
I said I thought for a minute I did, and I almost stopped just because I thought I did, and then I'm like, well, I didn't hear nothing. It shook me so hard, I think my contact device like loose. I guess there was some water, must have got trapped in the car somewhere and got underneath the tires. This one had paddle marks, that one's gone, that's what it said. Haven't had that happen before, that was sketch.
Well, basically what happened, it's got a 90 thousandths pan underneath the seat to be Pro Mod legal, and it's from the driving in the rain last night. Evidently it's got rainwater that come through the top and got in between this pan and the chassis, and when he'd let go of the button, the water would just run out.
And Bryant Goldstone comes right after him in that left-hand lane. We did get word from KJ Jones, who was inspecting the situation down in the Goldstone pits, that the 2 passes he's made thus far today, where he made a hard left trying to get into the wall, were indeed because there is a pocket up under the quarter panel in the back of this car that was holding water from the rain that we were driving in last night. Watch the back of the hood up the windshield as he brings up the RPM. You can see the exhaust there. Okay, he's going to get it out easy, a 1:12 60-foot time. He goes to the 8th, 452 with a 6, 166 miles an hour, and a 687 at 2:08 out the back. Gets another pass in the 6s. It is his slowest pass of the week, but man, have they been struggling. Man, I'm glad that they actually laid down a number after those 2 near wall smacks earlier in the day. Now they will hit the road and make it to Maryland International Raceway.
Last day, just want to go out there and click off a good run. Finish the week, we got in the 200 club. Our buddy Bryant, we finally outrun him for one day. He was behind us, I think by 2 spots.
Really surprised that he's here today, since he said he would just pack up and go home if he had to turn in a 680 slip. My buddy Goldstone, the only reason I'm hanging around is so he may need to borrow my time slip.
Right, because if I have to turn in a 680 time slip, I'm going home.
687. It is his slowest pass of the week.
There he is. So
Don't you have a car to make go down the track?
I thought, well, I mean, obviously we did it better than you did yesterday. I thought you were going to sell your shit and go back to freaking Indiana.
That you didn't want to run again when you obviously could have went faster if
I
you were
didn't need
smarter.
to. I still outran. I only ran once and didn't have to outrun you.
I told you outrun me one time and
3 times and you didn't beat us. Three passes, you didn't beat us.
Congratulations, Dave. You finally beat me at something once in your life.
Well, I'm gonna take it. I love it.
All right, here we are, last day. We made it successfully to the track, so that's number 1, an accomplishment. Number 2, we want to go out today and try to get a pass somewhere below 628.4 or better. That'll put us on the best average in history on a drag week, which is great. However, we'd have our own goals. We'd love to run a 5 sometime today, and we'd like to keep the car intact. So we're here. This is a survival. This is a torture test, and we get those lanes. We got to do our best to get ourselves a pass to 628.4 or less.
If you hit your goal, how's it going to feel?
Oh, amazing. It's a whole entire week come to fruition. So this is like a 5-day resume that we're building on, and we're going to get the job by the end of today.
Here is Ned Dunphy. This is going to be an epic pass. So what needs to happen here if he wants to set the record for the quickest average ET over 5 days in the history of Hot Rod Drag Week, he has got to run quicker than 6.284 seconds. And the one who held the record, Jeff Lutz.
Wow.
And the record, 6:19.18, is the record average. So the question is, does he want to go out here and hang it all out and try and run a 5 to be impressive, or does he just want to lock down the win and perhaps lock down the record for the quickest average?
I'd strategize with let's get the win secure.
Right.
Make it no question, I won this thing.
Yep.
You won this thing.
But still, 6.284, if he does that, it would be the slowest pass that he's made all week currently. 6.21.6 is his worst. Bump it in. Tire shake last time, but he's got a hold of it this time, and 4:21 to the 8th, 6:21 with a 7.
Wow.
6:21 with a 7, 245.9 miles an hour. When that gets certified, that will end up with the quickest average time in the history of Hot Rod Drag Week.
Wow.
Ned Dunphy and dudes. Right there, he needed to go quicker than 6.284. He went 6:21 with a 7 at 2:45.
Wow. What a lot of work, huh? Yeah. What a lot of work. My goodness. There it is. 6:21. Takes our average into the right range. Fantastic. It's fantastic.
And Ned Dunphy has done it. He's completed the week. He turned in a time slip, 6:21 with a 7. It sets the overall record. Ned, it's been 2 years of heartbreak, of struggle, but you guys came back and put it all together this year. Tell us how that happened.
Flatbed rides in the middle of the night, all kinds of good fun stuff. It's like R&D, right? One part fails, doesn't work out, we go back after it. So I tell you, Ryan Rakestraw, RK Racecraft built this car from the ground up. We dropped off a stock Viper, right? They built themselves an absolute perfection. It's just perfection. Everything on this car works, right? Headlights, blinkers, fans, horn. This is the guy that wires race cars. We got trail lights, trailer brakes. No AC, that's on my complaint list, but we'll talk about that another time. I gotta say, my co-pilot and crew chief, Jay Clegg, that's with me, I couldn't do it without him. I'm a 20% good guy on the car. He's 120%. So between the two of us, we're 140. Also, all night, no sleep, no food. You cannot do it without a good co-pilot. And we have fun doing it, which is really important. And my wife, Stacy, she's at home watching with the kids. Jillian is at UGA, go Dogs. And my daughter, Claire, who's a junior in high school. So everyone's watching. It's freaking awesome. My family lets me do it, supports me while I'm doing it. I'm having the time of my life. And of course, Hot Rod Hell here, making it happen. I'm ecstatic. So it's a resume for the whole entire week here of survival. right? It's years of practicing, tuning, testing. So really, I think like this is an investment. The last couple of years, we invested our time, our blood, our sweat. We learned so much. Anything that was weak or needed to be duplicated, we fixed. We came out this year, and that investment paid off. So we had the greatest drag week ever because of the sacrifice for the first 2 years. This is the year of the reward. Next year is going to be the year of the challenge because now people know what it takes to be number one. That record is at risk starting right now. I'm telling you, right now, it's at risk. It's justification for all the hard work, for all the time off, sacrifice away from family, from job. You know, to go out here and both of us have spent time away from our family. They're like, what are you guys doing? So when we actually bring back a win, they go, oh, okay, we get it. Now, granted, they get that we're having fun even if we lose. But to actually get a W up there and have this massive reward on a national stage, international stage, this was just, we showed up the right time, the right week, and we proved that we can do it. Looking forward to next year already.
In addition to the records that Ned set, we had participation records. So we had a total, I believe, at the beginning of the week, 415 cars. And that's more than we've ever had in the past. The wait list was huge. The buzz online, the watchers on YouTube. This is an amazing event. It continues to grow bigger and bigger every year, and I love it.
That's it. There's a wrap. 2025 Hot Rod Drag Week. It was the biggest, it was the fastest, and it's finally over. Racers did awesome. They had some challenges, but everybody overcame it, and we're looking forward to next year.